Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. And guys, we've got another ×10 event this weekend. This Friday, we're planning to launch a ×10 event to summon the following champions. I'm going to go through them, let you know my thoughts. I'll let you know if I feel like you should pull shards for this. I mean, we're coming towards the end of a fusion. That's one thing to be aware of. Or a fragment collector, I should say. And you know, there's going to be a summon rush event that pops up. So if you're just like a guy that just plays the game for fun, doesn't really save resources, you never want to pull outside of some sort of summoning event like a summon rush. But the thing to be aware of, I say this every week, but I'll say it again, a ×10 event means that the chance to pull the right type of champion, the epic or the legendary, is the same. But if you do pull one, you got a 10 times chance of getting these specific champions. So this tends to be better for really endgame players that want like holes in their roster rather than the average player. The average player is better off waiting for an event where you get 2 times the chance to pull champions. So, or 2 times the chance to actually pull epics or legendaries. So let's go through them then. Okay, so first one up then. First one up is a big one. Literally a big one. Amina. She's got the kind of secret sauce. She's one of those champions you want in your roster. AoE ability that drops defense. You need this for every bit of content in the game, probably excluding Clan Boss, where a single target is fine. But just about everywhere else, you need an AoE, drop defense. She's also got a Stills turn meter as part of her drop defense mechanic, which is cool. Books to 100%, that's what you want from a drop defense champion. And a 3-turn cooldown is the secret sauce to make sure that you just rotate it back for the next wave of enemies. And she's super good for doing it. Also got a good chance to land a stun on an A1. And she's got a turn meter drop on her A3. If it's booked, 100% chance of placing a stun on enemies who have had their turn meter fully dropped. It's a little bit RNG this one, but it's still quite a nice ability. The passive as well is quite cool. Fills this champion's turn meter by 10% each time an enemy receives a stun. So you could be like, 5 stuns or 3 stuns or whatever, another 30% turn meter. Throw her with helmet, stuns, throw her with seal, stuns, and she is just rotating her ability super quick. She's got crazy low defense, which means that she can be pretty squishy. Honestly, I don't know. I guess maybe being big doesn't mean you're going to be defensive. Maybe she's just straight up like a giant softie. But yeah, anyway, good champion. And for the Barbarian faction, if you're looking for drop defense champions, they are lacking. Apart from, the good old War Maiden, really. So it was a good epic to add into that faction. So not a bad one. So next one in the Bannerlords, discard. A relatively recent obtainable champion. I think this guy was available for a fusion, unless I'm going insane. Discard the Sigiled. Has got a decreased attack on his A1, nice ability. Got an AoE provoke on his A2, nice ability, and a shield, which should go on for a 3-turn cooldown. Only shields himself. And he's got increased defense and increased attack buffs on his A3 for all allies, 3-turn cooldown. Also got this turn meter fill. This is obviously the theme. It's a turn meter fill stuff on passives, I guess. Maybe it's just passives or maybe it's generally. Fills his champion's turn meter by 15% whenever they're attacked by an enemy under provoke. Yes. Or a increased attack buff. So, very good base defense, good speed, okay aura. He's a good champion. He's a hard carry, and he's got some nice buffs. A decent champion to get. He's not going to change your game. He's not like going to crazy up your game. But what a cool shield he's got. But yeah, not a bad champion. So the next one in the mix then, someone that probably people really did want as part of the, was he the Brogni fusion? I think he might have been. But you had to take your make your choice. Were you going to go for him or are you going to go for the champion? I think it was Brogni. But if not, whoever it was a tough decision. And Mordechai is a fantastic epic. So mainly known for his AoE HP burn. Yeah, so HP burn's the easiest way to kill Spider. It's also really good in Doom Tower. He places it 100% chance if he's booked. Also got a turn meter decrease here and an increase for your team on his A2. And he's got an A1, which has got a bit of a decreased target turn meter as well. Good accuracy in all battles aura. Great base stats, apart from his HP is a bit low. But he is the answer for a lot of people for Spider. So Mordechai, super good champion. Next one up then is actually same faction. It's going to be the Void champion. Godseeker is quality, like quality Void. First off, looks super sweet. A1 with a little bit of a heal. A2 with a nice heal. Also, pretty rare ability this. Increases the duration of your buffs. So you get your team to layer up a load of buffs. She then goes and she puts an extra layer of buffs, like an extra turn on them. And at the same time, she'll decrease the duration of enemy buffs. Great for faction wars, great for Doom Tower waves. Actually really good in certain setups for clan boss. I run her in my clan boss team right now, my best team that I've ever run. And she's really good for that. And then she's got this revive. So revives a dead ally, half their health, half turn meter, and does a full reset of their abilities. So if your Nuka sits down after doing their damage, you didn't quite finish the job, Godseeker says, no, come back, do it again. Really nice. And then she's also got this passive, bit of extra healing for your team, and a revive on death before someone goes down. So this is actually really cool passive as well. Great base stats. Just absolute solid champion. Like if you do pull her, great. Do I think you should pull shards for this? Probably not really, but if you do, fantastic. Let's get on to the legendaries then. So first one in the mix is a Barb, who's Elder Scarg. I'd say a bit of an unsung hero. Like, he's really good. Really good. Not talked about that much. He's got increased defense, fear on his A3. Places true fear for 1 turn on targets under block damage. Places decreased speed for 2 turns on target under shield. So it's all this kind of if this. But it's kind of nice. These debuffs cannot be resisted. That's very cool. So for the arena, this becomes pretty clutch, actually, against certain champions. But the main thing that makes him really good is this ability. So he attacks 3 times. Places an extra hit for each buff or debuff on the target. So if there's 3 more debuffs on the target, he'll hit 6 times. This becomes the single hardest hitting ability in the game for a single target hit. Yeah? So he can place 6 hits. Places an HP burn for 2 turns and true fear for 1 turn if he places all the extra 3 hits. So pretty much, if you can load up 3 debuffs on your enemy, then he's going to hit that one person 6 times, and then he's going to spread HP burn and true fear everywhere else. Very, very cool. Steals all the buffs from the target after the attack as well. Very cool. So this ability is quality. Spider, Doom Tower, probably the 2 main places that it really works. But this, damage-wise, this is great for clan boss as well. And he's got a hard hit in A1. Okay base stats. Good champion. Overlooked a lot of the time. Actually a really good champ. Okay, next one up is another one. I'd say a bit of an underrated champ. Abess. She hits like an absolute cannon. She's got a smack on her A3, which has got some funky old mechanics as well. These mechanics are quite nice in Doom Tower, where the enemy's base levels of stats are super high. Yeah, so their attack, their defense just is inflated as you go up higher levels. She does more damage based on their attack or their defense. So this is actually pretty cool. Also got an AoE drop defense, 100% if you book it. 3 turn cooldown if you book it. This is great. This was buffed, actually. It used to be just 75%, which meant it wasn't viable. Now it is. And then she can transfer buffs or debuffs from herself onto enemies, which, you know, she's taking debuffs on a Doom Tower boss. She can throw them straight back onto the boss. Okay base stats across the board, but super hard nuke on this A3 and her A2. Both hit really hard. So, a best good champion. The next one is, he was actually recently part of this. You could pull him if you pulled so many sacred shards. Really love the aesthetics of this guy. Shield is sweet. Look at this. Absolutely great. This is what they do so well. Like the lighting effects in this game. Literally, there's no other game close in this type of genre. Nothing even close to it. So good. So Helio, really cool champion. Very, very unique in this game. He's got a pretty nice A1, so attacks an enemy, increases his defense by 5% if he crits, can get an extra 20% defense. It's actually quite a lot. Bearing in mind all his damage is based on defense as well, means that he can ramp his damage up pretty quick. Will also heal by 75% of their defense. So if you've got like a 4k defense, you're getting a 3k heal, it's okay. Sounds better than it is, really. If attacking, then they've already got the 20% stack. It's nice. It's a nice addition. AoE ability here. This hits hard. Yeah, based on defense again. Places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 20% of the damage. This is a hard hit. This is going to be big shields for your team. And then transfers all debuffs from all allies. This is massive. All of the debuffs, transfers them all onto a target. Converts this champion's resistance into accuracy when using this skill. So you don't need to build any accuracy. Sorry, you don't need to build any accuracy on his build. If you build resistance, it's like you're building accuracy. So you're kind of getting double bubble reward for resistance. And then his passive, whenever an ally that's got 2 or more debuffs is attacked, this champion takes a good chunk of that damage. It's just a cool kit. Cool kit, nice resistance in all battles as well. Very unique, but really cool champion. So the last one then is someone that I've started to use recently again in my clan boss team with Godseeker. So a Scarg Wallcrawler. Void legendary, another big mama. She does have the defense to back it up, I guess because of this chest plate that she's got here. This kind of emoji style chest plate she's got going on. What's she got? Block active skills on her A1. Nice. This is pretty big. So against clan bosses, gives you a decreased attack. Against high defense champions, it gives them a decreased defense. A little bit situational to be like super void legendary for me, but it is good. Basically, AoE decreased attack or decreased defense depending on which stat is higher for the enemy. 3-turn cooldown as well is nice. And then she's got ally protection. If you book it 3 turns, and it goes on for 3 turns. So you get strengthen and ally protection for forever for your team. Strengthen straight up reduces your damage you take 25%. Ally protection is super bugged in clan boss and just strong everywhere else. So this is a massive ability here. Passive as well. When the rest of your team are taking crits, she absorbs that damage for them. So this makes her really viable in end game, like plat level arena defenses, which therefore makes her viable anywhere for a really strong defense. Means that your nuker gets much more time to stay alive and get their damage away. HP in all battles aura. She's a really good legendary champion in the right situations. I don't think she's like a Christ, I'm going to hard carry you everywhere. But in certain setups, she is formidable. And she does a reasonable amount of damage. Not crazy, decent. So there you go, guys. That's the Shard champions this week. I'd say it's not on the same level as we've seen in the last 3-4 different 10 times. In the other ones, I feel like there's always been an absolute god. And I don't feel like there is an absolute god in these champions. So up to you if you want to pull or not. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.